Another thing I want to show you is the CORS configuration. This basically defines what is allowed to pull data from this bucket. When you're working on the application, you're probably going to start running it on your local environment, not deployed in AWS. If that's the case, you will probably want to use this block here that allows everyone to be able to perform these actions. And the reason for that is because this allows my computer at my own IP address to be able to access this bucket without being blocked. Now, once our application is actually deployed into Kubernetes, best practice would be that for the allowed origin, we would just specify what resource the Kubernetes resources are running through. But if this isn't specified at the moment, when you do local development and you try to perform some S3 operations, there's a chance that the request will be denied and you'll run into some issues. Great. So I've gone over how to set up an S3 bucket, what it might look like to upload and download some files, and two of the configurations we would want to consider for our application. Now, let's take a look at what the programmatic interface for S3 looks like. So here I'm in my command line, and I have the AWS command line interface already set up. So if I do AWS S3LS, this should be configured to be using my user account in AWS. And doing that, I see all the buckets that are available. Now, if I take this guy here and AWS, and I list all the contents of that bucket, I should be able to see these files that we previously saw in the AWS console. Now, if I want to, let's say, get this file from the test file over here onto my own computer, I can do something like this guy here and test.txt, take this text file and copy it onto my computer. So for our project specifically, we're not going to need to run these commands, but it's good to know because what's going to happen is that the project uses a AWS library that helps you interface with S3 in JavaScript. And what that library does is that it's basically a wrapper on top of CLI functionality and doing the same operations. So it's a good parallel to understand what these commands look like so that when you're actually running them programmatically, you have a point of reference.